You are listening to the Jboy Show, your number one source for Auburn and the SEC.
My goal was to run through his soul and grab his heart when I run through his soul.
Kurt, Nate, Coach Staff, those are memories.
I think we've established ourselves as, I think, the premier conference in college football.
Now, the SEC is better at the top. It's better in the middle.
The Southeastern Conference remains the premier conference.
Brown takes the snap. Looking for the receiver. He's got Lunson. Kirkland. Touchdown, Auburn!
When you think about it, it's always been the SEC and everybody else trying to catch it.
I think this is probably the best league from a competitive venue standpoint.
They have the most capable teams. You just look at those programs, the way they recruit, how they invest.
Snap to Burrow. 3 steps. Fires. Back corner of the end zone. Over the shoulder catch. Did he hold on? He did. Justin Jefferson. Touchdown, Tiger.
And now, your host, Jboy.
Hello, everybody, and welcome again to another edition of the Jboy Show, the Thursday edition, and we're really excited to be joined by former Auburn Tiger and current member of Team WarTampa that's playing in the TBT tournament that you guys have been hearing about and seeing about everywhere. Laron, I really appreciate you joining us, bro.
Yeah, I'm glad to have for you to have me on the show, man. I appreciate it. Hey,
definitely. And man, let's go ahead and let's talk about your career a little bit before we get, to kind of what's going on now. And you have a real interesting story, man. You signed with Georgia State out of high school. You played at Heritage in Florida in high school. Signed with Georgia State, played there 2 years, transferred, so you had to sit out a year. Went to Bethune-Cookman, and then grad transferred to Auburn, man.
Yeah, I was just talking to TBT about that yesterday. I had a crazy road, playing at Georgia State and not being able to play, and then going to Bethune-Cookman, becoming Defensive Player of the Year, and then being able to go to Auburn and play against Georgia State. It actually was fun.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, you got to tip your hat to Bethune-Cookman. They took you in and obviously saw something, and you blossomed there, and that led you to playing in the SEC. And Laron, since you played at different places, and again, not trying to put anybody down, obviously the resources are different, but can you just talk about the difference in playing where you were and then all of a sudden you're at Auburn?
So you're talking about the difference between
just like playing, like the difference of playing at Auburn as opposed to Bethune-Cookman and Georgia State, just kind of how different it is.
So playing at Auburn, you're seeing pros like NBA level talent every single day. You get no breaks. Everybody wants to beat you.
Mm-hmm.
So playing at Bethune is the other way around. You're the underdog. You want to prove yourself. You want to show your worth, that you're able to compete at a high level. So when I was at Bethune-Cookman, it was more so. It was just more so trying to prove myself. Playing at Auburn is more so me trying to show that I belong.
Yeah.
So I had the training was way different. You had to get stronger to be able to guard the bigger guys. It was just an awesome experience because, like I said, everybody at Auburn just were at least pros, if not NBA level type talent.
And what sold you on Auburn, Laron, when you were in the process of deciding where you were going to grad transfer? What was the thing that stuck out about Auburn to you that made you say, I got to go here? This is the choice.
Well, when I was on my visit, it was kind of crazy because I'd never been on a campus like that before ever,
Yeah.
Like I said, I went to Bethune-Cookman and Georgia State, so it's nothing like that. Like going to seeing Auburn campus was like a movie,
That's a great way to
beautiful.
Put it. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. So really the aesthetics of Auburn sold you, and then obviously Coach Pearl.
Yeah, yes, of course. So even when I seen Bruce Pearl, it was like I see this guy all the time on TV, and then I'm seeing him in person now. So it was kind of crazy to me.
Yeah. Is there, Laron, what is your favorite memory of a game, whether it's on the road or at home that you kind of take with you and that you think our audience would enjoy listening?
It was the game when we played against Texas Tech in Cancun.
Okay.
I had the game-winning block to win the game.
That's right.
I always remember that one.
Yeah, that's right, man. Can you kind of take us through that last play? Can you kind of can you walk us through it from your eyes?
Yeah. So the guy. So I check into the game. Chuck Persons, Coach Chuck, he told Pearl that I'll be able to protect the basket. So I check into the game. I believe it was probably maybe 10 seconds or 12 seconds left in the game. I'm seeing the action happen. I knew they were either, if they went for a 3, they'll win the game. If they went for a 2, they tied the game up. So I see an action happening where they're getting ready to shoot a 3, except he drives. If I remember TD fell on the ground or something happened with TD.
Yep.
Where the guy had an open layup and he went for it, and then I blocked it. And when I blocked it, it went all the way out the 3-point line. They had 1 second to chuck them up, and the guy just threw the ball up and won the game.
Yeah. Man, that's crazy. Is there a guy that you played against, and it could have been at Bethune or at Georgia State? I'm not just talking about Auburn. Is there a guy that you played against that you're like, that dude's the best I've ever played against, and if I had to pick one, it would have to be him?
It's funny. The guy I always tell people about is Austin Wiley, though, playing against him in practice. That actually was the best big man I've ever played against, because I never played against somebody so strong.
Yeah.
And so talented and so young that when I'll never forget, he came to practice and me and Desean, he got the ball. Me and Desean was guarding him at the same time, and he rose up and I had my hand on the ball. I think Desean had his hand on his back to foul him, and he dunked the ball with both of us on it.
He's a load. He's a load.
Yeah, I never had anybody do that to me in my life. So that was actually I was like, wow.
Yeah. Well, that had to make you better. I mean, going against him, I mean, and you talked about that a little bit earlier, but I'm sure you guys, and a lot of people don't really see that, obviously, because it's a practice, but you guys, y'all were probably had some wars down there.
Oh yeah. All the time, all the time. We were all trying to push each other and make each other better, and someone like me, I was all about the team. So whatever I could do, I can help. That's what I did. So
yeah, and now, Laron, if you don't mind, because I think our audience and really even outside of Auburn, kind of taking a look in, can you just kind of talk about the tempo of a Bruce Pearl practice, what it's like to be a player at a Bruce Pearl practice, and really, what do you think his methodology, during practice is? How is he, basically, is what I'm saying.
Bruce Pearl at practice, he pushes you to be the best you can be. He wants you to expand your game. If not so, he wants you to just do what you can do. And, so there's always competitions within practice. The loser has to run. So, we make fun of that, and we try to compete against each other and tally up the wins.
Yeah.
And, so it just prepares you for game situations. You're always on your toes and just ready to compete. So when game time comes, you're already used to the adrenaline and the energy that it just comes off natural now.
Exactly. And kind of is starting to segue into the TBT and kind of talking about you guys. When I talked to Desean, I had Desean Murray on the show a little bit back, and he said that the style you guys play with in the tournament is somewhat similar to Bruce Pearl because you guys are free. It seems like Coach Pearl really lets y'all go out there and play. Obviously, you have sets. Obviously, you have your special teams. You're out of bounds in those situations. But can you kind of talk about how much you think playing for Coach Pearl, you and Bryce Brown, and Horace Spencer and these other guys, how much that's going to help during the tournament because you're used to playing with each other and used to playing in that style?
Okay, yeah. So our playing style is kind of similar to Auburn anyways, like you said, because we have most of the same guys. Mm-hmm. But with the talent we got in with like Fletcher McGee and Walter Hodge, it relates to Auburn play because Auburn, we shoot threes. You know, me and Horace, we rebound. We're rebounders, we're defenders. So we're pretty much bringing the same role. We get the guys open to shoot threes. If they could get to the basket, we're open to throw us the lob pass. And, we're just going to get up as much threes as we can because we grew to learn that threes are worth more than twos at the end of the day. So
yeah, that's true. And I've been saying they need to change the name of Auburn Arena to Auburn Athrena. So, because again, that's the fans love it. Obviously, you know, that big run they had, that was the three ball was really the cog in the machine. But kind of moving, like I said, toward the tournament. You guys, obviously, you guys have exploded. You know, you have a huge fan base. You looked at the numbers. I think you posted it. The amount of people following you is double the next. Can you just talk about the support that you guys have gotten and what that means to you as a representative of the team of Team WarTampa?
The support we got is unbelievable. Auburn fans definitely came and showed out. So at first, you know, it was just me on the team, and then I didn't really post about me being on Tampa 2020. Then Desean came. Maybe we post just a little bit, but this year, knowing that Bryce and Horace and all of them, they're 1 year fresh out of playing college basketball, they're on their pro level. I was able to get those guys to come and join, and you know, I just wanted to expand it to the Auburn fans. Mm-hmm. So you know, we shouted them out. Bryce, he gave his shout out to the Auburn fans via Instagram. We carried it over to Twitter, and it just exploded once we got Horace and we got some of the other guys. You know, I try to go after Austin and Mustafa and them, but I told them that to focus on their pro career first, and then next year, you know, once you're settled in and you got going, then you know they can come play with us. Yeah.
Now, just looking down this roster, and I'm going to include the boosters too. You know, obviously they have you. They have Horace Spencer, Desean Murray, Marquise Daniels is a booster. Chuma Okeke is a booster. Saw Austin Wiley is supporting. Mustafa Heron is supporting. New Williams is supporting. I'm looking around, Laron, and I know this year's huge, but from what I'm seeing next year, y'all could have an absolute squad.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You know, all the Auburn guys are excited for us. They can't wait to watch us. And, you know, we're the testing subject.
Exactly.
At the end of the day. So they're going to see what we do, and they're going to have their eyes. This is the only basketball going on. So they're going to see in there, and I hope they see the enjoyment and the fun that it is to compete. It's like an NCAA tournament style, you know, but at the end of it, you're winning millions of dollars. So that's a big prize at the end. And I want to talk about a guy because, you know, I remember Fletcher McGee just watching him in kind of, you know, games and the big games that Wofford played in. But I went back and watched his highlight film, Laron, and he's not even looking at the basket when he shoots it. Yeah, Fletcher, you know, it's funny. I didn't know much. I heard about Fletcher McGee, but I didn't know much about him. I remember when Bryce was playing that Final Four run, and they said there's another guy that was making a lot of 3-point shots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I didn't really realize who he was until he became a free agent, TBT. And I went and looked him up. I was wondering, like, how is this guy on that team?
Yeah.
And, you know, I went to look up his name and his highlights, and I couldn't believe it. Like, it took me, I was like, whoa, this guy is just a good or not better 3-point shooter than Bryce. And I'm like, and that's hard to even say because Bryce Brown's one of the best 3-point shooters I've ever seen. You know, so when I seen him, and I was like, yo, I couldn't imagine if we have him and Bryce on the wing together. That's, like I said, threes are worth more than two.
That's exactly right. Well, TBT may say you have to blindfold one of them because having both of those guys, you know, and to be honest with you, with Fletcher, I don't think it would matter. It's like I said, I was watching him. I told my brother, I was like, dude, it's like watching Harry Potter. Like I'm watching, and I can't believe what I'm seeing. I can't believe the ball's going in. But talking about just the excitement around this tournament, Laron, because there's a lot. You know, there's a lot of juice. Has there been other guys from other teams? Because I know you know the guys from the other teams that hit y'all up, kind of maybe a little jealous because I mean, y'all are kind of like the prettiest girl at the dance right now.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of guys that has been hitting us up. You know, and they're very great players. Some even play NBA level.
Yeah.
But, you know, the playing style, like I said, that we're going after, you know, a lot of the guys, they wouldn't fit. Like, if it was like a one-on-one game and we need somebody who could just score the ball, you know, there's plenty of guys out there that's been reaching out to us. But the playing style we want is like the Warriors. So we want four out, one in.
Yep.
You know, the guys got to be able to pass, cut, and shoot the 3-ball at a high level. You know, we already got rebounders in me and Horace, who's going to go after every rebound. and that's what we want to do. We want to run and gun. We want to get up the court as fast as we can and get as much shots up as we can. As much possessions as possible.
Exactly. And can you kind of talk about, Laron? So the tournament's coming up. I mean, it's very soon. Can you kind of talk about the process of what's about to happen for you and the rest of the guys on the team? Where are you at right now? When do y'all start y'all's mini camp if y'all are still having one? And kind of what's y'all's deal for the next 2 weeks?
Okay. For me, it's from actually this Sunday coming up. So the guys who are able to make it, we're going to get familiarized with each other. And we got a great workout schedule with 2-a-day training.
Mm-hmm.
But the guys who aren't able to make it, TBT, if we're chosen to get in, which hopefully is pretty likely.
Yep.
You got to report on the 30th of June, and you get 4 days to train as a team before the first game, July 4th. So the guys, we'll all have a chance to be with each other for 4 days, get to know each other, and just put everything together to finalize for July 4th when we play, or hopefully we play our first game.
Okay, and now I know they're releasing the bracket next Tuesday, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so everybody's gonna be on pins and needles. Obviously, you guys, we do predictions here. I'm gonna predict you're in, and we haven't missed yet, so I feel good about y'all's. But Laron, something I see when I see these tournaments is roster kind of fluctuation. Do you also have the ability to add more players to the roster right now, or has there been a deadline where y'all can't do that anymore?
Yeah, actually, we do have ability to add more players. I think you can only have 10. You can only bring 12 people to TBT, so that includes coach and GM.
Oh wow, So that includes the non-players.
Exactly. So we have to choose wisely if we're able to either get another player or just stick with what we got. I mean, if something great comes along, like a Final Four player.
Yeah.
Well, point guard.
Yeah. Well, Laron, to be honest with you, I've played a lot of pickup. I've got a really good 3-ball. I'm unselfish and pretty fundamental. So if you need a guy, you know what I'm saying? Just let me know. You got my number. But no, obviously I'm kidding. Y'all are trying to win. But in that vein, though, you guys have to feel pretty good about your shot with what you guys have, and you're a guy that knows the tournament. How confident are you right now? With all the support that you guys are getting, pressure comes with that. We all know that. Are you kind of starting to feel that game pressure a little bit? And if you are, I know you love it, Laron.
Yes, we're definitely feeling the pressure a little bit because, we went from just showing that we belonged in TBT to now like, okay, we can win this thing.
Yeah.
And we can't. Falling short means we didn't reach the goal that we should be reaching. And so I feel like now it's like our mindset is like we got to win. Like,
yeah,
there's no team that's too good for us, or at the end of the day, we got to win.
Yeah, and again, you guys, you've done everything the right way. Your GM, Matt Michella, I've had him on the show. He's a fantastic guy. Can you just kind of talk about just how much help Matt's been and just what he's brought, and obviously you guys bring your side, but Matt's been everywhere. I always see him. He's always working on Twitter, always promoting you guys. Can you just kind of talk about how thankful you guys are for that part of it?
Oh yeah, we're very thankful for Matt. He invested in us. He believed in us. He comes. We talk about different situations that we want to help the team. And he does promote us. He tries to engage with all the Auburn fans, and sometimes it feels like he went to Auburn.
Yeah, yeah.
The way he engages with them. So it's great to have a guy like that. He's very open-minded, very driven, and he definitely wants to see us win.
Definitely, man. Well, Laron, I really appreciate you joining us, man. I would love to have as many of you guys on as possible. Bryce, all of them, you guys are always welcome on the Jboy Show. Everybody's rooting on for you guys. I know you guys are ready to get down there and get to work. Where can everybody find you on Twitter? And is there anything else that you'd like to say to the audience out there?
You can find me on Twitter. It's funny, I can't really remember my Twitter name.
I want to say it's just at Laron. I think it's just at Laron.
Yeah. Okay, at Laron.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I see why you did that now.
But you can. If not, you can find me on the WarTampa page. I'm always on there, so I would love to have everybody's support. Continue to hashtag WarTampa to TBT, and hopefully we could get into this tournament and we could not shock the world, but just show y'all what Auburn pride is.
Exactly, man. And y'all have a GoFundMe page as well. These guys are blowing up. They're great guys. Obviously, you know who they are. Go support them. They're doing things the right way, and they're going to win this thing. I firmly believe that. So, Laron, again, man, thank you for joining us. Can't wait to talk to you soon, and maybe I'll sneak down there to Tampa and try and catch one.
I appreciate you, man.
All right, Laron, be good. Thank you guys for joining us again on this Thursday edition. That was Laron Smith. Obviously, you can tell why these guys have gotten so much support. You know, they're genuine in what they do. Make sure you go to their website, WarTampa.com, TeamWarTampa.com, I'm sorry. And again, they're playing in the TBT, the big tournament. Also, remember, guys, this is brought to you, the Investor Brand Network. Like I told you, signed with them. They're doing unbelievable. We just had something in USA Today. So if you're looking for any PR, you're looking for any branding, if you have a business that is kind of a little slow getting the networking out, these guys are great. The prices aren't crazy. They have a bunch of different packages, and you get to talk to the guys that are in charge. Also, as usual, want to thank Faison at Faison Beats for the intro. I hope you guys really like it. I know you do. And again, you can find us at the Jboy Show on Twitter. And also the Instagram page now matches the Twitter page. So we're at the Jboy Show. No more DA, Jboy Show. And you can always find us on YouTube. Get us wherever you get your podcasts. That's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, all that stuff. Thank you guys. Another edition, the Thursday edition tomorrow. We got 4-star wide receiver, huge Auburn target, Malcolm Johnson Jr., kid out of Maryland. Great dude, can fly. A guy that I know Auburn wants bad. I know they're saving a spot for him. So we're going to see where he is in his recruitment and see if Auburn really has a chance to land this guy. So again, it's another episode of the Jboy Show, and Jboy is going. Where is he? He's gone.